What is up, guys? So I told you guys earlier that I was going to make a video, tell you about my story, all that good jazz. So here I am. What's up, guys? I hope you all are having a beautiful, awesome Friday. I've just been hanging out with the kids. We're going to be taking them to the fair later, so we're super excited about that. But basically the reason why I wanted to make this video, guys, is to reintroduce myself to all my new followers and my fans, and also kind of let all of my followers that never really went away, they never gave up on me, they're still here, and my page wasn't active for about a year to a year and a half. So guys, that makes me feel special. I really appreciate you guys. It's super awesome to be able to reactivate my account and see that you guys are still here. Basically, you know, I had another career opportunity pop up, and I unfortunately had zero time to focus on my own social media stuff. You know, I was in charge of all these other social medias. So, you know, I focused my career on that. That was my main priority at the time. But I'm super excited to be back and activate my own personal accounts. And to be able to see all of my awesome fitness people out there growing, that's super awesome. But all of the new people who are following me now, I kind of wanted to introduce myself to you guys and let you know my story, you know, because maybe you don't know who I am, whatever it is. So basically, my name's Renee. Or you can call me FGR, Fitgrlrenee. That's what I used to go by. It's kind of something that came about one day when I was doing a photo shoot. My daughter was with me, and she just kind of mentioned Fitgrlrenee, and she had overheard me say that to one of my partners, and it just stuck with me, and I came up with FGR, and my daughter till this day makes fun of me, and she still says it that way, Fitgrlrenee. So that's where the Fitgrlrenee came from. I'm absolutely obsessed with fitness, always have been, but basically my story now has completely changed from what it used to be a year to a year and a half. So like I said, I've been gone for about a year to year and a half. Fitness has not stopped in my life. I was actually doing kickboxing. I was a franchise manager slash fitness instructor. So it was awesome. I figured out that I absolutely love kickboxing. It's freaking amazing. It got rid of some areas that were a little bit more difficult for me to get rid of. So that was awesome for me to find out. But fitness never stopped for me, you know. It's still always been in my life. So basically, I'm a retired fitness swimsuit model. I was one of the first fitness models to be sponsored by a lot of companies without competing. A lot of people who sponsor, you have to compete and you have to place and you have to become, you know, a pro or things like that. Unfortunately, guys, I figured this out many, many years ago. Competing is not for me. I hate the stage. Anyone who does competitions will tell you, if you're not a stage person, then competition is not for you. I figured that out years ago. I don't like the stage. I don't like anything about it. It doesn't do anything for me. So to have sponsors and not be a competitor, and just going by the people that I had following me and, you know, my photo shoots and all of those things was super awesome. But the reason I'm really sharing that with you guys is because all of this came after I had already had 1 to 2 kids. Okay, so one of the biggest reasons why I love my fitness page is because I love learning from other people. I love hearing y'all's stories. I figured all my knowledge that I've gotten has literally been not at the gym. It's been through reading. Google is my best friend. You know, not everything on Google or on the internet is true, but you start realizing the more you research and the more you read about things, the more you realize what is real and what's not real. for all of you who know in the fitness industry and in the fitness world that work out, everybody's body is different, okay? So there's something that I might try, that you might try, that might not work as well or might not work at all. But you know what? You got to figure that out on your own. This is just my story, you know, my passion, my results, what I've done. And hey, if there's one person out there that I can inspire or motivate, you know, that's what this is about. And I kind of feel like my story now will really help a lot of people right now, especially women, but not just women. This is about being inspired and motivated because I want you guys to realize that anything is possible, okay? I'm a huge, firm believer that never say you can't, never say never, and never give up on your goals. Because trust me, your body and your mind is so powerful and you can do a lot of things, all right, guys? So my story that I'm going to share with you guys is basically I've had 3 kids. Well, I'm on my 3rd kid. So I've had 2 kids on my 3rd kid. So 3rd and last, guys, 3rd and last. And so my first pregnancy, it was a very easy one, okay? Of course, my thing is, I always say I'm the worst pregnant person in the whole world because the first 3 months, I always get really, really sick. And sick meaning nauseous, can't keep food down. It's really bad. You would be like, why are you having another baby? Are you stupid? Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so for 3 months straight, nauseous, sick. But my body took the pregnancy really well. So the entire time I was pregnant with my first child, I worked out the entire time. I was that crazy pregnant lady that you saw running at 7 months still. So I was doing weight training. There's one thing that I didn't do is I see some people who do like squats and like with weights and, you know, things like that. If you want to do it, all for it, baby. Go for it. More power to you. But I'm very, very strict about certain things that I do when I'm pregnant because the number one thing and the number one most important thing of my pregnancies is the safety of my child. So there are certain things that I just feel like, whether I think it's safe or not, I'm not doing it. All right, I'm not doing that shit. Okay, so so I did weight training though, I did running, and then towards the end, it got a little tougher because I started kind of like wobbling, you know, your belly gets bigger, things like that. So I started swimming. Swimming was awesome. I swam until I popped, okay? So basically, fitness the entire time. Now my second baby, different story, okay? I was working still full time, and of course the 3 months, nauseous, all that morning sickness jazz, ugh. Okay, and I'm thinking, God, why did I do this again? What was I thinking? You know, I don't know what I was thinking. No more, this is it. So my fitness goal has always been to weigh between 100 to 130 pounds, okay? I am 5'4.5", and I am extra thin. So I work out to put on muscle to gain weight, okay? I like to get the booty, you know, I like to have toned arms. My own personal opinion is I'm not attracted to skinny. I want to look fit, I want to have curves, and I want to look lean. So if I look skinny, to me personally, I don't like that look for me. So I work out to put on muscle and to gain weight. So if I didn't work out and I didn't have muscle, I would weigh roughly about 100 to 105 pounds. So my weight fluctuates between 100 to 130, okay, depending on what my fitness goals are at the time. So with my second baby, I lost 15 to 20 pounds in the beginning from being so sick. but that's normal for me. Every pregnancy, I lose about 15 to 20 pounds. Okay. So, like I said, that's normal for me, because I'm losing all my muscle. Even when I was going to the gym and doing weights in my first pregnancy, I lost weight slower, but when you can't keep food down and things like that, you're going to lose weight. So, I still lost muscle, but I still had that toning, and that's what I didn't want to lose. So, second baby, full-time job, started hurting really bad, didn't really know what was wrong, but always knew something was wrong, because I am really, really big about listening to my body. I believe, like I said, everyone's body is different. You got to listen to your body, especially when it comes to fitness. So I went to the doctor. The doctor had basically told me, oh, you're fine, nothing's wrong, you're just pregnant, you're just complaining. And I was like, no, there is something wrong. I'm hurting. This is not normal. So come to find out, I went and I got a second opinion and found out 3 months into my pregnancy that I was already dilating. Yes. So I was like, holy cow, this baby's not ready to come out. What is going on? So I was put in as a high-risk pregnancy and put on bed rest for the rest of my pregnancy, meaning no working out period. I couldn't even look at the gym, basically, okay? I was literally told I had to sit on a couch or lay on a bed, and I couldn't get up whatsoever. So that was traumatizing for me, especially for someone who works out almost every single day, okay? I don't believe in your body needs to get a rest, overworking muscles. You know what? Listen to your body. And my body tells me I don't need breaks very often. So if I want to work out 6 to 7 days a week, I did. It didn't do anything bad for my body. So, going from working out that much to being told that you couldn't work out anymore and you're only 3 months into your pregnancy, that was a struggle for me. All right. I can honestly say that was probably the roughest point of my life. Okay. And the reason is because my body, I started losing all my muscle. My legs were getting skinny. My arms were getting skinny. And I had this little human inside of me that just literally, I felt like was just taking over everything. And I was so blessed to be having this child, and I was so worried that something was going to go wrong. So that kept me going. But I'll be honest, I felt out of shape. I felt tired. I felt out of breath, and I had never gone through that before. So that's when I realized. I looked in the mirror right before I was about to pop, and I was like, when this baby comes out, I'm dedicated to my fitness goals. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to look better than I did before I had this baby. Better than I've ever looked. You want to know why? Because that is what would have made me feel better. Okay. I wanted to really feel good about myself. And when I looked in the mirror, I was not happy, guys. I was like struggling big time. And so everything went well with the pregnancy. Thank the Lord. She came out. She was a healthy baby. She was still a little early. She did have priority breathing, so I did end up staying home with her for a while. But she is all good. She's 5 now. And then I swore I was never having any more kids, because that was like the hardest pregnancy ever. Well, I lied, because now here we are. Baby number 3. Yes, and once again, guys, like I said before, I was like thinking 3 months ago, what the heck was I thinking? And I knew I didn't want to have any more babies, but my husband wanted another baby, and I love him so much. I would absolutely do anything for that man. So we were like, well, let's try for a boy. We have 2 girls. Why not? They always say, once you have your baby, you forget about all the bad things that you go through. I never forgot. You want to know why? Because hugging that toilet, throwing up in the car, not being able to eat anything without throwing up, getting all skinny, not being able to work out, It's traumatizing. And you know what? Not just that, but another thing for me is I got this mental thing going on, you guys. I'm a Virgo, okay? So let me tell you a little secret about me. I'm a perfectionist, okay? And the hardest person I'm on is myself, okay? I can be my worst enemy sometimes, but as I've gotten older, I've realized, you know what? Nobody's perfect. Yes, I want to be the perfect me, what I feel like is perfect for myself. But I really believe that the reason I am so hard on myself is because I do know how much my body can do. I do know when I'm bullshitting and when I can push myself harder and when I'm just making excuses, or whenever I'm just in a bad mood and I don't want to do it, or I psychologically am telling myself I can't do it. But you know what? Like, honestly, your mind and your body are so freaking powerful that as long as you're telling it to move, it's going to move. So unless you're going to pass out, you are fine to keep going. Just saying. That's what I'm saying. So I'm really hard on myself. I always want to be the best me, and that's okay. As I've gotten older, I've learned to love it about myself. But I've also learned to be a little easy on myself and not be so negative, but make it more of a positive thing. Make it as, you know what? That just means I have really good goals that, that are going to keep me motivated to keep pushing. But that doesn't mean anything's wrong with me. That doesn't mean that I'm not pretty, or that I'm not attractive, or that I'm not as good as other people. That none of that's true, because everyone's beautiful. Everyone's, just as good as the person next to them in their own way. And as you get older, you'll realize all of that. But for me, I'm just really hard on myself. So when I saw my body after I popped that baby out, I was never big on the before and after photos. I'm never big on the pregnant belly photos. No offense, ladies. I'm all for it. Do it. It's a beautiful thing. I love seeing your videos. It's just not my thing, okay? I'm not into all of that. But on my page, if you notice, I shared a belly photo. And the reason I did that is because I feel like it is important for people to see the raw image of imperfection. And a lot of people look at pregnancy photos and they're like, perfection, like it's a miracle. And it is. It's a beautiful thing. And I am so blessed to be able to have babies and, to have this child inside of me. And, wow, it's amazing. It's the most wonderful feeling in the world. But mentally, I've been in fitness so long that it is very hard on me mentally to be pregnant. It is every single time. I hate it. Okay? So I feel like there's this thing inside of me. It's taken over my body. I've lost complete control. And I feel like I've always had control over my life, over my goals. I'm a planner. Like I said, I'm a perfectionist. So having something inside of you that's taking over and you have no control over it, and whether you like it or not, it's going to be in there for 8 to 9 months. That's hard to deal with when you have a personality like mine. So I battle with it throughout my entire pregnancies because, you get this belly and it just doesn't stop growing and you're like, I can't breathe, and then you can't sleep. Do you ever feel like when you roll over, it's like everything hurts, and then when you're walking, you're like, and it's just because your boobs are heavy and they're sitting on your belly now on the top. It's like, ladies, you know what I'm talking about. It ain't fun, okay? But if it ain't fun for most pregnant women, times that by 10, that's me, okay? I struggle really hard with committing to a pregnancy because of my body change. Now, after the baby, I looked in the mirror, I took those photos, and I shared them because I wanted everyone to see. I wanted my followers to see. I had set this goal, and I said, I will do it. There is no such thing as I can't, or I'm going to quit, or anything like that, because I'm going to look so freaking good that I'm going to be so happy and do a photo shoot. And that was like unreal, because after you have a baby, it takes a while to feel that confidence, you know, for you to do another photo shoot. So I was unstoppable. I went running all the time. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I overdid it. I really did. I overdid it. I was running so much that I ended up with runner's knees. I have some photos of those. My knees had a lot of fluid in them. They were hurt. I had to stop running. Running is really, really bad for you anyways. I know some of you will disagree with me, or possibly you're a runner, but for me, they're bad for my knees. Running is bad for my knees, and it really took a toll on my knees. So it put me behind a little bit, but I went to the gym and I found other ways, other things to do to reach my fitness goals. And guys, in 3 months, I did my first fitness photo shoot after my second baby. And the reason that was possible was because when I struggled and I was cramping and I was hurting and I was in pain and I was sore, I never gave up. Was it easy? Hell no, it wasn't easy. It was hard. But you know what? I put my mind to it and I did it. And being a high-risk pregnancy, losing all that weight and trying to gain it, gaining muscle is really freaking hard. So it might be easy for some of you guys, but for me, it is very difficult, because I am such a thin person that putting on even 5 pounds of muscle is super hard. But you know, like I said, I was motivated. I watched videos. All the people on my page that I follow, you guys helped me get through all of that. You kept me inspired. You know, when I worked out, I'd watch your videos. Now, you know, and then after that, I just did full-time modeling, swimsuit. I traveled, you know, I had sponsors, you know, from clothes to supplements to photo shoots to, I mean, it was awesome. But then after a while, I had to make a decision: family or modeling. And of course, I chose my family. I wanted to spend more time with my family. So all these other things that I was doing, just, you know, it was great while it lasted, but I wanted to spend time with my family. My kids were still really little. So here we are, baby number 3. Same thing. 3 months in, sick. I've lost about almost 19 pounds. Got super, super sick with this one. But I refuse to take medication to help with the nausea. I'd rather suffer than put something in my body that I have no idea if it's going to affect my child or not. But of course, the safety for my child is most important. So as long as I'm keeping some food down, then my baby is fine. You know, I'm taking the vitamins that I need, and I'm eating, and I'm keeping, you know, at least so many meals down, then the baby's completely safe. So if that means that I have to suffer and I have to be sick, then I'd rather do that than take medicine. So basically, again, I was considered a high risk. So at the time, I was doing the kickboxing instructing things, and unfortunately, kickboxing is one of the biggest workouts that my doctor said that they do not recommend a pregnant woman to do. I know women do it all the time. Trust me, I've Googled it, I've seen it, I've read about it, I've done my research, okay? More power to you ladies, go for it. But like I said earlier in the video, my child comes number 1. So if there's even a 1% possibility that it's not safe, I'm not gonna do it. But I was considered a high risk. So again, no working out, period, including kickboxing, of course, kickboxing. But I did ask my doctor, you know, once I become out of high risk, you know, will I be able to kickbox? And he said, no. He says, I do not recommend it at all. He said, there's something that's called jarring the baby. I had never heard of it. Like I said, I did my research, I read about it, and basically it's impact to your body that shakes the baby, okay? So kicking and punching and hitting the bag doesn't move. It causes this vibration. That's what they call jarring. Now, if you do it throughout your entire pregnancy and your baby comes out fine, great, you know, but there's that percent that something could happen. So he was like, absolutely not. I don't want you kickboxing. You can work out once, you know, if things go better and you become no longer a high-risk pregnancy, you know, we recommend working out, of course. You know, just listen to your body. Well, I just recently got taken off of high risk. Yes. I'm so happy, by the way. So I officially have not gotten back in the gym yet. The reason I have not gotten back in the gym yet, even though I have been told that I could go, is because I'm listening to my body right now, and the way I feel at the moment, or the way I have felt at the moment, I don't feel like my body was ready for it. I think the time off that I had, my body just, I'm still not quite there yet. The reason why I shared those photos today to tell you that I'm starting on this new journey is because I feel like I'm ready now. And I feel like I am more motivated and inspired than I was with my last 2 pregnancies to really show you guys that no matter what happens in life, no matter what struggles, no matter what humps you go, you reach, set a goal, set a timeline, and promise yourself that you're going to reach it. You know, there's always got to be a deadline to a goal. If there's not a deadline, then you won't achieve it, because it'll always turn into tomorrow, to next week, to next month, to next year. Okay? So you have to have a deadline. Write it down. And that's what I had with my last 2 pregnancies. I set a goal and I gave myself a deadline and said, this is when I'm going to be doing this. This is when I'm going to lose this much weight. This is how much I'm going to lose this much body fat. This is when I want to do my first photo shoot. You know, all of those things, you know, when you tell other people also, it holds you accountable. Accountability is such a big thing. And, you know, you got to have that support group. And so write it down, because it does hold you accountable. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm posting, I'm sharing my journey, because you know what? I want to show you guys that after this pregnancy, I have a lot of weight to gain. This is the most I've lost. I've lost 20 pounds. My arms are super skinny. You can kind of see a little bit of, a little shoulder muscle, I guess, a little bit of tricep. But I have a lot of work to do, guys. So I want to share my journey with you guys. After this pregnancy, I'm going to go into the gym so hardcore, because I am so ready to look better than I've ever looked in my whole life. And the way I'm going to be able to do that is by holding myself accountable, setting goals, writing them down, and giving myself a deadline. And I want to do all of that with you guys, because I need your help to keep me motivated and keep me inspired. Like I said, I've been on bed rest this whole time. I'm 18 weeks and 3 days today. So all this time I've been on bed rest. I think the first it was 3 weeks, possibly 3 weeks. I was still teaching kickboxing classes. But then I could kind of feel my body telling me, hey, this isn't okay. Like, you shouldn't be doing this. So when I went to my doctor, I found out immediately, no, I shouldn't have been doing it. So I was right. You know, just always listen to your body. But anyways, guys, I know this has been a long video, 30 minutes long, a little over 30 minutes long, but you know what? I really wanted to reintroduce myself to all of you guys, let you know where I've been, and also kind of tell you you know, my story and what's going on now. And the reason why I'm really going to be showing you all these pregnancy photos and these workout photos and things like that, videos, yada, 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 is because, you know, if I can help at least one person or motivate or inspire anyone out there, or those other women who are going through or have gone through what I'm going through, where they couldn't work out or they felt their worst, you know, after they had a baby, they just felt like they put on so much weight, or like me, lost so much weight. By the way, I always gained my weight back. So even though I've lost 15 to 20 pounds in my pregnancies, the last month or so, I always end up gaining. The baby grows and I gain that weight back. But, you know, body fat percent is high. You know what I mean? You all know, they say, some people say muscle turns into fat. Well, you know what? All I know is my body fat percent goes up. So I got to turn all that into muscle, and I got to try to like put on the healthy weight. So, so I know I'm not the only lady out there that's going through this or is going through this. So, you know, I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys. If you have any questions, comment below. Like I said, thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. I hope my story will help someone, help you guys and help someone to stay motivated. Never give up on your dreams, even though, you know, a pregnancy can be tough, and, you know, you, like right now, I'm already out of breath, you know. Hello. But I am super excited to be back with you guys. Like I said, if you have any questions, comment below. Or if you have a story for me, share it with me. I would love to hear your story. I need motivation. I need inspiration more than anyone right now. So, you know, yeah, share it. Comment below. All right, guys. Well, I'll be posting this up so you can all watch it over and over again. Or if you don't have time to watch all of it, maybe 10 minutes now, 10 minutes later, or whatever. But try to watch all of it, you guys, because I really want to bond with you guys, and I really want you guys to really get to know me as who I am now. All right, guys. All right. Talk to y'all later. Have a good night. Happy Friday.